Understanding leg weakness in your senior years. Have you noticed your legs feeling heavier, weaker, or more painful lately? If simple activities like standing for extended periods, walking, or climbing stairs have become challenging, this information could be crucial for you. What many don't realize is that certain everyday foods and even vitamins commonly believed to be beneficial might actually be contributing to your leg weakness. This comprehensive guide will reveal how certain dietary choices might be silently undermining your mobility and independence. We'll explore how each sip and bite might be affecting your muscle strength, joint health, and overall leg stability. Most importantly, you'll discover practical changes you can make today to help restore your strength, vitality, and freedom of movement. Sugary treats and desserts. While traditionally associated with comfort and pleasure, sugary desserts can become silent adversaries to leg health after 60. Excessive refined sugar triggers inflammatory responses throughout the body, particularly affecting muscles and joints. This chronic inflammation makes legs more vulnerable to discomfort and deterioration. Sugar directly correlates with increased insulin resistance, which depletes muscle energy. When muscles lack sufficient energy, they become weaker and less efficient. Additionally, excess sugar contributes to weight gain, placing additional strain on lower body muscles and joints. Every extra pound requires more work from your legs, accelerating wear and tear. Did you know sugar directly impacts blood circulation? Consumed in excess, it increases the risk of vascular issues that restrict blood flow to the lower limbs. Poor circulation means leg muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients, hindering tissue renewal and slowing muscle recovery. Beyond these metabolic effects, sweets lack essential nutrients necessary for muscle health, such as proteins and magnesium. Instead of strengthening your body, you're consuming empty calories that contribute to muscle mass loss, one of the primary enemies of mobility in older age. Most factory-made sweets also contain chemical additives like colorings and preservatives that exacerbate inflammation. Combined with sugar, they create a particularly detrimental health combination. Fried foods. French fries and other fried foods are difficult to resist, but their impact on the body after 60 deserves serious consideration. Rich in trans and saturated fats, these foods elevate inflammatory markers throughout the body, directly affecting muscles and joints, making legs stiffer, more uncomfortable, and more susceptible to injury. The fats in fried foods also impede blood circulation, complicating muscle oxygenation. Poor circulation diminishes the body's ability to repair and strengthen itself. Fried foods also contribute to blood vessel blockage, further restricting the flow of essential nutrients to leg muscles. Over time, this mechanism weakens the body's support structure and accelerates joint deterioration. Primary culprits include foods like donuts, chicken nuggets, and French fries. Consumed regularly, these items overwhelm both the skeletal and circulatory systems. The temporary flavor satisfaction hardly justifies the long-term health consequences. Have you noticed your legs feeling more sore and heavier after a meal high in fried foods? Your body is responding to the overload of harmful fats. The lengthy digestion process of these foods consumes significant energy, leaving less available for your muscles, which can manifest as leg fatigue. White bread. Though a common breakfast and snack item, white bread's impact on the body, particularly after 60, is far from benign. Made from refined flour, it undergoes a process that removes most fiber and essential nutrients, resulting in a rapidly absorbed carbohydrate that spikes blood glucose levels. These spikes directly impact muscle health, especially in the legs, generating fatigue and weakness. Low in fiber and high on the glycemic index, white bread also promotes insulin resistance. This impairs glucose entry into muscle cells, affecting the energy and strength needed for daily activities. The less energy your legs receive, the harder it becomes to maintain muscle firmness. This can develop into muscle mass loss, something particularly common with aging. White bread's effects extend beyond glucose impact. Being low in proteins and minerals, it provides no real support for muscle recovery. Older adults need more protein to prevent sarcopenia, progressive muscle loss. Consistently choosing white bread over protein-rich alternatives gradually depletes the body, potentially resulting in weak, tired, unstable legs. Beyond failing to nourish, white bread promotes weight gain, especially when paired with butter, cheeses, or sweet spreads. Excess weight puts pressure on legs that are inherently more vulnerable in later years, leading to pain, inflammation, and increased injury risk. Alcoholic beverages. With age, especially when considering muscle and joint health of the legs, consuming alcoholic drinks becomes increasingly hazardous. Beyond 60, the body becomes less efficient at metabolizing alcohol, amplifying its negative effects. Among the key consequences is the impediment to absorbing vital minerals, including calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Without these components, muscles weaken and bones become more brittle, increasing the likelihood of fractures and falls. Alcohol directly interferes with muscle repair. This means that following any physical exertion, the body requires more time to restore tissues, resulting in prolonged pain, fatigue, and increased injury risk. It also causes dehydration, which impairs muscle flexibility and promotes painful leg cramps. The connection between drinking and weight gain is also significant. Alcoholic beverages are calorie-dense and promote abdominal fat formation even in moderate quantities. This extra weight strains the legs and demands more from the joints, compromising mobility. Have you noticed your body feeling more tired and achy after an evening of drinking? This reflects the strain alcohol places on muscles and joints. Regular consumption raises the body's inflammation levels, which exacerbates discomfort and reduces motivation for physical activity. Processed meats. Many people include processed meats in their routines for convenience, but these foods mask serious risks to leg health, particularly in older age. High in sodium and chemical preservatives, foods like bacon, ham, and sausages promote chronic inflammation throughout the body. This inflammation impacts joints and causes persistent discomfort in leg muscles, ankles, and knees. Processed meats have another significant drawback: their high saturated fat content. This fat reduces blood flow to muscles, raises unhealthy cholesterol levels, and compromises circulation. Poor blood supply deprives leg muscles of nutrition and oxygen, impairing their maintenance and regeneration. The result is a gradual weakening of the lower extremities, eventually restricting basic daily activities. These foods also contribute to toxin accumulation in the body, taxing the liver and kidneys. These organs are essential for filtering out chemicals that, when accumulated, lead to muscle fatigue. Preservatives in processed meats have also been shown to affect glucose metabolism, reducing available muscle energy. Instant noodles. Though they might seem like the perfect solution for those seeking convenience, instant noodles have concerning effects on the body, particularly after 60. Primarily composed of refined flour and chemical additives, they offer minimal nutritional value, high in calories but low in fiber, proteins, and micronutrients, essential components for preserving muscle mass. This kind of diet directly contributes to leg and mobility deterioration. Among the main drawbacks of instant noodles is their extremely high sodium content. A single serving can provide more than half of the daily recommended intake. Excessive sodium promotes fluid retention, making legs swollen and painful while raising blood pressure, which impedes adequate blood flow to muscles. The chemical additives in the flavoring packets accompanying the noodles are another concern. Preservatives, colorings, and monosodium glutamate are often linked to chronic inflammatory processes. Even minor inflammation compromises joint function and accelerates muscle deterioration, ultimately resulting in more frequent discomfort, stiffness, and mobility limitations. Industrially produced cakes. While they may smell like youth and taste like joy, industrially produced cakes conceal ingredients that seriously harm leg health, particularly in later years. Filled with processed sugar, hydrogenated fats, and synthetic preservatives, these products disrupt metabolism and irritate the body. Sugar disrupts insulin function and promotes body fat accumulation, creating a metabolic environment unfavorable for maintaining muscle strength. The presence of trans fats used to enhance flavor and shelf life is another critical aspect of these cakes. These fats lower beneficial cholesterol and raise harmful cholesterol, compromising blood flow. Poor circulation deprives leg muscles of necessary nutrients and causes them to deteriorate, potentially resulting in lean mass loss, joint stiffness, and mobility problems. Regular consumption of industrially produced cakes is also associated with persistent inflammation, one of the primary causes of muscle weakness and joint discomfort. Emulsifiers, stabilizers, and colorings influence the immune system and trigger inflammatory responses that primarily affect her leg joints. Ultra-processed cheeses. Though they appear convenient and tasty, ultra-processed cheeses like spreads, processed slices, and melted cheese products conceal serious risks for those seeking to maintain leg strength after 60. High in sodium and saturated fat, these foods doubly impact the muscular and vascular systems. Sodium promotes fluid retention and increases blood pressure, while saturated fat compromises blood vessel flexibility, impairing circulation. This combination results in legs becoming more swollen, uncomfortable, and heavy. Ultra-processed cheeses frequently contain preservatives and phosphates that alter the body's mineral balance, directly affecting calcium and magnesium, two minerals vital for muscle contraction and bone health. Improper absorption of these minerals causes the body to exhibit signs of muscle fatigue, joint pain, and even nighttime cramps. Another significant aspect is that these cheeses lack quality proteins. Unlike artisanal cheeses that better preserve their nutritional profile, ultra-processed varieties undergo industrial methods that reduce their nutritional density. While consuming calories, the body isn't receiving the amino acids necessary to maintain muscle mass. Industrial ice creams. Though they pose a significant risk to leg health after 60, industrial ice creams rank among the most popular dishes on hot days or as desserts. These products are highly caloric and inflammatory, containing saturated fats with significant levels of refined sugar. This diet causes blood sugar spikes followed by rapid drops, threatening muscle energy stability and making legs weak, heavy, and more susceptible to fatigue. Ice creams, particularly lower quality varieties, contain saturated fat that harms the cardiovascular system. Oxygenated blood struggles to reach the body's extremities, including the legs, resulting in sensations of numbness, tingling, and even persistent cramps. Long-term, this circulation deficit causes muscle weakening, reduced mobility, and increased fall risk. Industrial ice creams also contain artificial colorings, emulsifiers, and thickeners that exacerbate bodily inflammation. This silent inflammation is a primary cause of joint and muscle tissue damage. Regular consumption promotes digestive and hormonal abnormalities that directly affect the absorption of vital nutrients for muscle development. Milk chocolates. Whether as dessert or midday indulgence, milk chocolates feature in many people's routines. However, their regular consumption can have more serious effects than initially apparent, particularly on the legs of individuals over 60. High in sugar and saturated fat, these chocolates promote inflammatory mechanisms directly affecting joints and muscles. The combination of high glucose and poor quality fat creates metabolic overload, contributing to declining muscle power. Another issue with milk chocolate is its low cocoa content, exactly where beneficial antioxidants are found. Most commercial versions leave a highly processed product loaded with preservatives and artificial sweeteners. These chemicals not only burden the liver and pancreas, but also disrupt the absorption of vital nutrients for muscle health. The simple sugars in these chocolates are rapidly absorbed, causing insulin spikes that deplete muscle energy. For those already struggling to maintain lean mass, this volatility is problematic. Furthermore, milk chocolate consumption is often linked to abdominal weight gain, which exacerbates strain on the lower extremities. Canned foods. While highly convenient, canned foods contain numerous ingredients that can significantly jeopardize leg health in older age. Most of these products include chemical preservatives such as sodium benzoate and nitrites, along with colorings, salt, and other additives. These substances are highly inflammatory and damage muscle and vascular health. Consumed regularly, they impede muscle regeneration and prevent proper muscle oxygenation. The excess salt in canned goods promotes fluid retention, one of the main causes of heavy, uncomfortable legs. This retention not only causes discomfort, but may also indicate poor circulation and tissue inflammation, particularly in those with hypertension, common after 60. Another concerning aspect of canned foods is the decline in nutritional quality. Even canned meats and vegetables undergo processes that strip away many of their inherent nutrients. What remains is a diet low in minerals and vitamins, but high in toxins the body must work to eliminate. This metabolic stress depletes energy and compromises muscle performance. Filled cookies and processed snacks. Filled cookies and processed snacks feature in many people's diets. However, after 60, their consumption can accelerate leg strength loss. These foods are genuine aggressors to the body, containing numerous artificial substances including colorings, flavorings, preservatives, and stabilizers. They not only irritate the body, but also stress vital organs like the liver and kidneys, directly disrupting circulation and the absorption of necessary nutrients for musculature. These products are low in minerals, proteins, and fiber while high in calories, providing many calories but minimal nutrition. For older adults, this is particularly harmful as the body no longer retains nutrients as effectively as in youth. A richer, more functional diet is needed to offset the natural muscle mass loss that accompanies aging. Trans fats used in these products present another significant issue. This type of synthetic fat is one of the primary inflammatory factors in modern diets. They not only obstruct arteries, but also hinder the flow of oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to muscles, resulting in discomfort, fatigue, and sometimes unsteady legs. Foods with monosodium glutamate. From ready-made seasonings to instant noodles, meat broths, packet soups, and numerous frozen ready meals, industrialized foods abound with monosodium glutamate. While this additive is intended to enhance food flavor, its effects on the human body extend far beyond taste. For individuals over 60, regular intake of monosodium glutamate can be particularly harmful, especially to leg muscles. Monosodium glutamate affects vital neurotransmitters controlling muscle contraction through the nervous system. Those more sensitive to this chemical may experience muscle aches, headaches, tingling sensations, and general fatigue. When these impacts manifest in the legs, they produce sensations of heaviness, stiffness, and sometimes slight tremors. Furthermore, monosodium glutamate triggers persistent bodily inflammation, affecting joints, muscles, and blood vessels. This inflammation compromises muscle function and circulation in the extremities. Poorly oxygenated legs significantly increase the likelihood of muscle weakness, cramping, and mobility loss. Excess vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for numerous bodily processes, including vision, immunity, and skin integrity. However, excessive vitamin A, particularly from supplements, can be harmful and lead to various adverse effects, including on leg muscles. Beyond 60, the body struggles more to metabolize and excrete excess amounts, increasing the likelihood of liver and joint accumulation. Among the most common symptoms of hypervitaminosis A is muscle pain, particularly in the legs and back, resulting from vitamin excess inflaming muscle tissues. This discomfort might be confused with joint or spinal problems. Reports of muscle weakness, difficulty climbing stairs, Walking or rising from prolonged sitting are clear indicators of disturbed nutritional balance. Excessive vitamin A also hinders the absorption of other vital minerals, including magnesium and calcium. Without these minerals, muscles cannot contract and relax properly, promoting the development of fatigue, spasms, and cramps in the legs. Additionally, vitamin A accumulation in the liver can impair energy generation, compromising muscle function and resulting in gradual decline in mobility and strength. Another adverse effect is bone demineralization, especially in the legs and hips, areas heavily used in daily life. This compromises bone integrity and increases fracture risk. Excess vitamin D. Often linked to bone health and proper immune system function, vitamin D is especially recommended for older adults. However, few people realize that excessive amounts can have significant adverse effects, even on leg health. Hypervitaminosis D results from vitamin D accumulation in the body, typically from excessive supplementation. Muscle pain is one of the primary symptoms of this imbalance, accompanied by weakness and loss of motor coordination. Unlike water-soluble vitamins that the body quickly eliminates, vitamin D is fat-soluble and thus stores in adipose tissues. Excess vitamin D can elevate blood calcium levels, sometimes called hypercalcemia. This results in leg stiffness, muscle burning sensations, cramps, joint pain, and related symptoms. Hypercalcemia directly impacts muscles and nerves, compromising the electrical impulses directing body movements. Vitamin D can also lead to unwanted calcification of soft tissues, including muscles and tendons. This means areas like the knees, calves, and thighs might become stiffer, less flexible, and uncomfortable during exertion. Another concerning issue is that large doses of vitamin D can damage the kidneys responsible for maintaining mineral balance in the blood. Poor filtration and substance retention reflect renal impact, exacerbating leg edema, muscle discomfort, and sensations of weakness. Understanding how your dietary choices affect leg health can significantly impact your mobility and independence after 60. By making informed decisions about foods and supplements, you can help maintain strong, stable legs well into your senior years. Remember that moderation is key. Even beneficial nutrients can become harmful when consumed excessively. If you're experiencing persistent leg weakness or discomfort, consider consulting with healthcare professionals who can provide personalized guidance based on your specific health needs. With the right approach to nutrition and activity, you can support healthy leg function and enjoy greater freedom of movement throughout your golden years.